and welcome to Sports Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe, right here in Lagos.
What a greetings to you wherever you are in the world watching us. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpa, and we're getting into a weekend of sporting action. And that's on Friday, Cecilia. I say, thank God it's Friday in the Premier League. Super Sunday. It's another North London derby. Can Arsenal beat Tottenham to keep their title hopes alive? We'll see.
You think that title is still alive for Arsenal? In their last 7 matches, they won 2. Spurs are even in worse condition. In their last 8 games in the top flight in the Premier League, they have not won 1 game. So these 2 sides will have to be in action. While Arsenal are chasing the title, Tottenham are trying to avoid relegation. So that's a contrasting fortune, you would say, in the North London derby this weekend. So both sides understand the mission. They need to win to turn their fortunes around. Also on the program, we'll be talking about the NPFL. Match day 27 is getting our attention, while Arteta is on chapter 28, trying to see how he can continue to navigate his first title, Arsenal's first title since 2004. Of course, the NPFL, the title race, is hotting up with Rivers United also chasing. You have Ikorodu City leading. There's Rangers in the park. So it is a serious one in the NPFL. We will be talking about that. And, of course, you get to hear from the league chairman talking about violence in football, the reason why they have to introduce the 3-point deduction. While Austin was talking yesterday, they should make it 10. But even before Elegbule came in, there was nothing like point deduction. It was just the fine. But now they've added the points deduction. So you will be hearing from him on the show tonight. And of course, you'll be hearing from Arteta urging Arsenal to have their destiny in their own hands. You know, he's a motivational speaker. So maybe what he had told them earlier today, or rather last night, you know, when they had their the training session, will spur them on to get victory against Spurs. You will hear from him on the show tonight. And of course, Igor Tudor, talking about the new Tottenham Hotspur coach, you also be hearing from him what his plans are for the club and how he needs to start winning in the North London derby. So it is a loaded package tonight. And of course, the Niger Delta Sports Festival is on. The opening ceremony is on the way. You'll be seeing pictures from there. It is really a cultural festival. You see a lot of culture. I'm talking about from dressing to the music and anything you can think about. It is big. It is huge. All the 9 states from the south, of course, are participating in this. It is being hosted in Edo State, the 2nd edition. You get pictures from it on the show tonight. Yes, Sheung Ajidagba is right here in the studio with me. It's great to have you join us on a Friday night on Sports Tonight.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you very much, my brother, my friend, Austin Okonakpa. You said quite a lot. The league, the NPFL, it's our own. We project it. And then you talk about the big one, the North London derby. You know, sometimes they say, who writes some of these scripts? Eberechi Eze was supposed to go to Spurs.
Spurs, yeah.
But then they call it gazumping. He was hijacked by Arsenal. And his first North London derby, he scored an hat-trick.
Yeah.
Now, Igor Tudor is saying, I will take Spurs away from relegation. And Pep Guardiola is somewhere looking and say, come on, Spurs, do it for me.
I mean, the title race is buzzing. It is hot enough. We're going to be starting off with this one. Talking about, I told you earlier, you'll be hearing from Gbenga Elegbule talking about the chairman of the Nigerian Premier Football League, what he had to say concerning fans' violence in the league and how they can avoid it, because the spirit of sportsmanship, that's what rules in football. Well, Kwara United did not cover themselves in glory. Talking about their fans, let's listen to him.
We introduced this 3-point deduction when I came in as chairman of the league. It wasn't there before. We discovered that most clubs, they beat officials. Then you give them financial fine. Any club can pay 5 million naira. All right? The next home match, they still beat official again. They still get 3 points. You see, fine them 5 million. And they can continue like that. The worst of the team, they keep paying 5 million. I ended up being the winner of the league. Then you see them going out there, being knocked out in the very first round of CAF competitions. That's very bad for the league. And now, okay, what do we do? In order to curb violence and to make the league attractive for gentlemen like you and I to go and watch matches in the stadium, then naturally we need to impose reduction of points. People are making noise, oh, it was harsh. I love it. And now you see, caterpillars, for example, they've been a serial violator of rules in terms of crowd violence. Now, for the first time, 3 points were deducted from them. The clubs now is down there. The last time they were defeated at home, after this decision of 3 points, banished them, then back to Kano, they lost at home. Nobody, no crisis, nothing. Not even pure water was thrown at everybody. That they now know that compliance is key. Now, I believe the Kwara crowd, those supporters of Kwara United, by the time they get back to look at the league table, the club is now by 18. I'm sure 3 points is enough to make a club go on relegation and to make a club survive relegation too. So if indeed Kwara United find themselves in NNL next season, they don't blame the league, they blame their supporters. So they will learn how to observe decorum. And that's the best we can do. And we will not just change. Never. We won't change. General manager of Rivers United was injured. You can see the video, you can see the picture. Then again, there was a pitch invasion because the real reason for the crisis was the last-minute goal scored by Rivers United. Week in, week out, all the leagues in the world, we have incidences like that of last-minute goal. Same Kwara United have gone outside to win match. They didn't kill them. They didn't molest them. Then why must ordinary? It's a draw, all right? Now you must fight. It's on the add-off. So last-minute goal, and I checked the goal very well. You watch it very well on video. We analyzed. It was a very clean goal. It was not a referee problem. It was their goalkeeper error. And everybody agreed that it was not a matter of officiating, but why must you fight? Because your team conceded a goal. Any team conceded goals, even the Super Eagles conceded goals. Super Eagles lost home match in Nigeria. Nigerians did not go out attacking those foreign countries that defeat the Super Eagles. So why should there be a difference? So the fact is, Kwara United supporters must learn how to be civil in supporting club. They must learn what we call decency in supporting club. So we have, as for our own part, the 3-point deduction is sacrosanct. The financial fine is sacrosanct. They have the right to go to appeal. Yeah, that's what I did there when they go to NFL, they appeal. Whatever decision will abide by it. But as for us, the necessary things just have to be done. You can't just take laws into your hand and start beating referees, beating officials of the opposing team that came to. You should be seen to be protective of those people, not attacking them. That's what we call sportsmanship. They lack spirit of sportsmanship.
Okay, totally. They don't even know what that means. I'm going to start with you in the studio. I mean, we talked a lot about this issue, last night on the show before we got this response from the chairperson of the league. Now, do you think that 3 points is actually deterring them? We talked about canopilas for now. They are behaving. Do you think that 3 point, because the consensus in those that were in the studio last night, including Austin, was the fact that it is too lenient. Maybe when it's extended, and of course, and it continue, maybe 2 or 3 times, the team can just be thrown out of the league.
I respect Honorable Benga Elegbele, but what we are doing, as far as the league is concerned, is a joke.
Oh, okay.
And I say it with all sense of responsibility. We cannot be doing this, and we expect the desired results we want to get. The reason these clubs misbehave is because of 3 points. We have had series of incidents this season. The same Kano players we are talking about still did one this season.
Yeah.
Against 3SC.
Yeah, that's why the point and the deduction, and now they are behaving.
They are not behaving.
They are, but we've seen incidents where
let results not go their way. And then you will see the misbehavior again.
They've actually lost the game since they came back to their own stadium.
I'm saying that
if
we have seen a series of incidents. Look at Remo against Ikorodu City.
Yeah.
Look at Ricky Torres against Katsina United.
Yeah.
And all of this, Wiki Tourist against Katsina United, we are going to week 27 now.
Oh, yeah.
Wiki against Katsina happened in week 25. That one was even funny that they had to even complete the 13 minutes the following day.
Yeah.
Until a referee dies, until people die, before we now know that we need to take...
What do you think the sanction should be? How do you sanction it? Because it's as if they're not listening. It's not.
Most times, it's usually slap in the wrist. Kwara United play in Ilorin. They played in the CAF Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
I know they didn't play in Ilorin Township Stadium, but they got knocked out. Why did they not beat their opponent? Why did they not beat the referee in the CAF Champions League? You banish Kwara United from Ilorin, you are taking them to Abeokuta. That's just a stone throw.
Well, where should he take these?
Take them to Maiduguri. Take them that far. And when you want to punish them,
yeah,
you say you are fining them 9.5 million, 9.8. That's a slap in the wrist. Fine them 25 million. Deduct 9 points, 12 points.
It seems they have to change the rule book. 12 points. Austin, I mean, Sheo wasn't here. I don't know if you watched this show last night. Like, the consensus right now is the fact that what NPFL they're doing is really not enough. And you heard from Honorable the chairman who says that before now that there was even no point deduction. He had to introduce it when he came in, thinking this would deter them. I mean, when you listen to his explanation, he says, Canopilas, for instance, I mean, they are behaving themselves now. Spirit of sportsmanship is happening. But we don't know the next club that will misbehave again. I mean, this is the 4th time this season we are having issues, with crowd and fans trouble.
I've been thinking about what happened in Ilorin, and I just can't process it properly. And Shewa Ajidagba echoed some of my thoughts, because I said it last night, that is it until people start dying that we'll know that this is a serious problem. Producer, please bring up that video again. I showed you that fan. He was going for the kill. He missed. The policemen right there, they were just watching. And they were just taking a stroll. Why the danger signs, the lights were blaring that, look, we need to do something. That's a fan. Show Ajidagba, see that guy with that brown kaftan. You see, he's rolling his weapon to hit that assistant referee. He missed, and the guy from behind came and punched that guy. Well, I don't know if it's a punch, you use something on him, but this is despicable. This is such a shame. Look, Benga Elegbele, you and your team, you might think you're doing a great job, but this sort of pictures just destroys every effort.
Yeah.
I'm in London and I promote the Nigeria Premier Football League because I want persons to understand that this is our own. We should love it, but not with this sort of behavior. So first thing first, fans education. Charge the clubs that they must educate their fans that this is not the win at all costs. Sheo made it right. They didn't do well in the CAF Confederation Cup. Why didn't they cause trouble? Because they know that that's not their level. Because they know that they didn't prepare properly for it. They let it go. So it means that these persons, they know when to cause trouble. 2, it's a clear reminder that for our football, particularly league football in Nigeria to thrive, we must take it out of the hands of state governments. We must take it out of their hands. But how do we now dress it up so well that with the private sector, we now want to come into it? If we need to have 10 teams that are ready to play football professionally, abide to codes and conduct, respect the game, understand that the game is fair play. If it's just 10 teams, Shewa Ajidagba and Cecilia, let's have those 10 teams. So this nonsense will stop, because it will come to a time that we will not even be able to analyze it anymore, because we will live with the regrets all the days of our lives. We're seeing that of Kano Pillars. It was disgraceful. And now we're seeing this again. And you're saying 3 points and go to Abeokuta. No, minimum 10 points. And say you travel to Yo. And if you don't do, by the time they get relegated, see Kano Pillars, they are still suffering from that action that they caused for themselves. So Kwara United, they wanted that win badly against Rivers United, but now they've put themselves in a very difficult place. I might even get relegated. But no, enough of these 3 points deduction now, and you tell them they will pay some amount of money. What is that amount of money to a state government? No, not about money. And sometimes they don't even pay. Let's be sincere. Bring Elegbele and your team, come out and say it. Tell them 10 points, 15 points, just that you know that when you cause trouble, you're as good as out of the league. And everybody will start sitting up, because this is such a shame, and we should not encourage it in our league in any way. Shewa Jidagba, I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this, because I know you love the league, you follow it, but this is just so heartbreaking.
Cecilia, he encapsulated my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I must say, Austin and Cecilia, we want to project this league. We want people to come and invest this league. Invest heavily in it. Look at what happened to Malufashi, the chairman of Katsina United. Yeah. Blood gushing out of the head.
Yeah.
Okekpaluku, the general manager of
Rivers.
He was beaten to a pulp. He fainted. We cannot be promoting things like this, all in the name of 3 points. All in the name of 3 points. If you don't do well, then, and you know what they are doing? They set a reprisal attack for their team when they go away. Look at what happened to Katsina. That Wiki will now want to go and play Katsina. The fans of Katsina will have it at the back of their mind that will do same to your people.
Then 3 points will be taken out of there, and then they'll pay more.
And then we'll pay more. No, that because it's like a slap in the wrist. That okay, worst case you take out, but we'll do something.
Let's leave the violence and the troubles. Let's talk about the games for this weekend. 2 matches, of course. We'll start the match the 27th, and those 2 matches will be played on Saturday. You have Wiki Tourist and Remo Stars will be in action. You also have Warri Wolves and Barra FC. These games are for Saturday's fixtures. Let's take a look at the games for Sunday. The Sunday matches, of course, the loaded one for the games on Sunday. Kano Pillars will be hosting Academy Warriors. I hope there will be peace in this game at the end of 90 minutes. Katsina are hosting Rangers International. We know how peaceful Rangers can be, so don't be afraid. Abia Warriors, because another peaceful club. They're hosting Kwara United, who are right now in trouble for the wrong reasons. Ikorodu City hosting Bayelsa United, and Kun Khalifat welcome Niger Tornadoes at home. So let's take a look at all the games for this weekend. Nasro United welcome Benin Insurance. You have Plateau United and Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars, after that resounding victory against Warri Wolves, they are really pumped up at the moment. Rivers United and Enyimba. This is the game I'm actually looking forward to, because Rivers United's current coach, Finidi George, won the league last with Enyimba. Enyimba currently are 14th on the league table, and of course Rivers are in the top 3, chasing the title. Contrasting 14th, you will say Wicked Tourists are hosting Remo Stars. So these are the games for match day 27. So Sheun, let's get it started with. I think I'm interested in the game between Rivers and Enyimba, because that game, it's a big one. I hope Rivers have recovered from what they experienced, in Ilorin. They will be pumped up. They are home at the moment and be ready to roll against Enyimba, who are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, Rivers United again will be back on the continent. They will win the league. They have played 22 games. Others have played 26.
Yeah.
And so you begin to ask yourself, Ikorodu City, who are topping, and Rivers United, who have 4 games in hand, what's the difference? It's just 1 point. Enyimba are in a bad place. The last I heard about Enyimba, the Aba Stadium used to be a fortress.
Yeah.
Everything is turning upside down for Enyimba. Even when they have Emmanuel Dosh as their coach, everything is still turning upside down. The fans in Enyimba are saying, Kanu Nwankwo, just stay back where Austin Okonakpan is in London. Don't come to Aba.
Is it the reason why they are not having results?
Okay, you want to look at it. You blame the leadership of Kanu Nwankwo.
Why?
Things are not happening for them. As against when we had Felix Ayasiagu, who was there when Enyimba are in 14th position. That's not where Enyimba is supposed to be.
They've lost 11 games this season.
Enyimba are the most successful team in West Africa.
That's history.
The past relates to the present. And so you begin to ask yourself, do you know Enyimba has a record that no team in the world has? Enyimba played 19 games at the Aba Stadium without conceding a single goal. Those days of Chinedu Doji, Maxine Ojobo, and all of them, they did not concede a goal.
Yeah,
Rivers United will beat Enyimba.
Okay, that's a full stop. Well, we need to go on a break. When we come back, of course, Austin will tell us the games he's interested in this weekend in the NPFL. come back. Austin, I mean, the league match day 27 is getting hotter and hotter. I want to focus on what's on the pitch, the field of play, the good football, not the other side of it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, with the way the league is going, it seems like they just wait 2 match days, 1 trouble. I just hope that we don't get to see any trouble again till the end of the season. It's match day 27. Eimba, Rivers United versus Eimba, definitely will get us talking. And let me say this. If Rivers United win that match, they're going to win the league. That's one, nothing will stop them anymore because that's like the big game they're waiting to win. Another important game is Wiki Tourist Remo Stars. Wiki need to win that game to launch their survival campaign. Remo need to win that game to tell themselves that they can survive relegation. So that game has got so much, tied to it. But we'll wait to see what football will give to us as regards that one. I also like to see what kind of pillars and El Kanemi Warriors will give us. Saime Sugida, as I said, what they are suffering now, they brought it upon themselves. What can they do in that crucial one against El Kanemi Warriors? Saime Sugida, they are 18th on the log. El Kanemi, they've done well for themselves. They are 9th on the log with 35 points. But hey, this is the NPFL. Win about 2 matches on the road, or pick 2 draws on the road and win your remaining games at home, and you might just be even contesting to play on the continent. So look at what Rivers United is doing at the top there. So I think that's about the 2 matches, except for my love for Abia Warriors. Each time they play, I want to see what they can do because they told us a beautiful story last season, and I'm just hoping to see if they can, sustain the momentum. Ikorodu City Bayelsa United is also a good one to see. Bayelsa United, I really don't know what happened to them. First stanza, I thought they showed a bit of promise.
Yeah.
Ikorodu City tried to, keep the momentum going, so we keep talking about them. But if Bayelsa United show what we saw of them in the first stanza, I think they can do something to really get us talking about them again. And it starts with that trip to Lagos. So wait to see. Match day 27 will definitely get us talking. But whenever anybody see this match, they keep asking themselves, what is the problem? And I totally agree with Shewa Ajidagba. People are now saying, hope you guys can see, Kanu Nwankwo played the game, knows the game, but the management of Eimba now is going south.
Okay, maybe we'll have a discussion for another day because is it Kanu Nwankwo that will get on the pitch to play the football? Maybe he's not recruiting well, or they don't have a good coach, or just maybe the welfare is not big enough. I think a point will come where teams will just not show promise like they used to. We've seen what's happening at Manchester United and some other big clubs. Spurs is another example. So just maybe Kanu is not the problem. Could just be, they need to get more players. Let's leave the league because Eimba's position is looking very dicey. 14th on the log, losing 11 games so far this season. Not a good way for former champions, of course, most successful team in West Africa. All right, we'll leave the NPFL and talk about the Niger Delta Sports Festival. Yes, I'm itching to talk about this because of the cultural display that I saw. Sports is all about entertainment. When you want to have the entertainment part, you go all out. And that's what Edo State, that's what they did. They're presenting 282 athletes in 16 sports events. That's for Edo State. The sports festival, the Niger Delta, games, started today with this particular opening ceremony. And not just that, I mean, you have teams like Uyo having 270 athletes and 46 coaches participating. But the good thing about this one is that they have the phrase of catch them young. It's not under 20. At first we're thinking, what is the aim? Is it open for everybody? But we've seen young athletes, are the ones that are actually participating. So the opening ceremony, was done in Edo State just a few moments ago with cultural displays and dance steps, and you have different dignitaries also in attendance. Just see how colorful it is, the cultural display that they're on. They're going to be participating in boxing, chess, handball, powerlifting. You have Scrabble, you have swimming, you have taekwondo, you have tennis, you have weightlifting, you have wrestling, you have basketball, volleyball, table tennis, traditional wrestling, and of course, the king of all sports. Yeah, you can argue, but we know it's football. So you're enjoying the pictures we are seeing from Edo State. That's the opening ceremony. All the athletes actually dancing to the beat.
Well, beautiful to see. But I was itching to hear the king of them all, which is cricket. But unfortunately, they didn't incorporate it. But I must say that the future of sport,
Yeah.
we always say, is with the youth.
Yeah.
And while the Niger Delta region are doing this for themselves, I'm sure the bigger goal is for the country.
Yeah.
Because these talents will eventually go on to represent Nigeria. And I've always been clamoring for heir apparent to some of our athletes, that who replaces the likes of Chukwuebuka Elekwechi in shot put, Blessing Oboro Dudu, Oduayo Adekure in wrestling, Ese Brume in long jump, Tobiloba Amuson in 100-meter hurdle, Aruna Quadri in table tennis. You can continue to mention those names. But with this kind of thing, I think it's beautiful to see. And I hope that everybody in their own space can also have things like this. Because, like I said, the bigger goal is for Nigeria. Don't be surprised when you see Niger Delta dominating in various events when it comes to youth games and all of that, because with this they are giving youth a lot of opportunity. And I hope other regions also, the north and the south, can also come and do their own in grooming talent, because I've always said, invest heavily in the youth and you get a dividend.
Yeah, definitely. Victor Kamela, he's still 17. I mean, there's table tennis. So, when you mentioned Aruna Quadri, it just reminded me of this Udo Kamela Victor, who is still 17 and is participating in this event. Is the defending reigning champion for table tennis. He's from Bayelsa State, so it's just one of those athletes that are competing. Also, the continuity we talked about not just having a one-off. And that's what the NDTC, that's what they're doing with this Niger Delta Festival, because it's becoming something that we look forward to every year. It's the second edition. We'll see how big this is looking like. Imagine this, the host state having 282 athletes, Akwa Ibom, of course, having 270 athletes, including coaches. And of course, the fact that they're using the phrase "catch them young," it's something we're really interested in, because you're going to be having a conveyor belt for national competitions, or even international competitions, really.
This is very, very important. It keeps the federation busy, those ones who want to work. The Niger Delta region can boast of about 60 or 70% of some of our top athletes. So this can definitely do something good to sports in the country. Shehu mentioned cricket. For instance, at those states, they do very well with cricket. They should have found a way to, put cricket into the conversation. I think federations should not mess around with competitions like this. I know we also have the Southwest Games. They should be able to go there and find a way to see ways that they can plug in programs that will go beyond just competing, that will, be beneficial to the backroom staff, to the coaches, to, even people working with the federation themselves, because we are so big on competing. So you see some states that they've not done nothing, but Niger Delta Games is coming up now to bring one bogus budget. We know the problem, because they just want to jump on financial gains and ignore the real benefits of, putting this together. I like it. I think it's going to charge other regions to sit up and think about things that they can also do for their region as regards sports development. So last time out, it was really cool. Akwa Ibom hosted. Now Edo State is hosting. I think we should de-emphasize winning at this level and think about regional development. That's what I'm calling out the federations. Go out there, monitor your athletes. Think about programs that you can put into this team. Think about long-term benefits of this Niger Delta, sports festival, and let the NDDC find a way to ensure that it doesn't die. Let it keep going. Let's get on with the show now. We've been talking about what happened in that game between Benfica and Real Madrid. It went beyond football, and there's now another charge to kick criticism out of football. A lot have been said. Jose Mourinho gave his views. Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany saying, wait a minute, Jose Mourinho, what were you talking about? He said, Mourinho made a huge mistake. Listen.
After the game, you have the leader of an organization, Jose Mourinho, who attacks the character of Vinicius Jr. by bringing in the type of celebration to discredit what Vinicius is doing in this moment.
And for me, in terms of leadership, it's a huge mistake. And it's something that we should not accept. When you watch the action itself, his reaction cannot be faked. I don't see any benefit for him to go to the referee and put all this misery on his shoulders. There is absolutely no reason for Vini Jr. to go and do this. Then next to him you have Kylian Mbappe. Normally always stays quite diplomatic and on every side. And Kylian Mbappe is really clear about what he heard and what he saw, and is even more clear after the game when he speaks about it. So all of this happens, but then of course you have a player who's hiding what he's saying in his shirt, a player who's complaining, you have a player who says he didn't do it, and I think unless the player himself comes forward, it's a difficult case. So I understand this, but then in the background you see in the stadium, there are people doing monkey signs. It's happening in the stadium as well. If it is true that the player from Benfica said something as bad as what he said, I would love a situation where there's still a room where somebody can apologize.
Yeah, Dominic manager Vincent Company right there. Ashewa Jidagba, this is a very serious issue. Gianluca Prestiani, after first, you're a coward if you can't say things that the other person, is worthy of hearing. So first thing first, that is established. But for Jose Mourinho, Sean, was he being a manager who just wants to support his player? He was just insensitive?
Well, Austin, NPFL decisions, like racism issues, we take it with kid gloves. It's happened over and over again. We've seen players, suffer from this. Vinicius Jr. is the one that is suffering the most. We've seen players like Sule Montari and all of that. They walk off, they do all those things, but this keeps happening. Gianluca Prestiani, he covered
his mouth, yeah.
So whatever he must have told
Vinicius
got to Vinicius. The reason is printed to meet the referee who was at the center. Now, you want to ask that Vinicius Jr., there were other places where you could have celebrated. You went to celebrate in front of the Benfica fans. That got them upset. And Estadio da Luz is a place where they are very volatile, very same as Rams Park, the home ground of our own Victor Osimhen, and you can continue to mention some grounds where they don't take things like that. But in spite of that, you saw them throwing a lot of objects on the field. But for you to go and meet him, you covered your mouth with your shirt. You must have said something that got him upset, and they had to walk off. But for Jose Mourinho, Jose, he would want to support his player at the expense of something that is wrong. So until we start that serious sanction on attitude like this, it will continue. Daniel Alves suffered it. His own was even worse when they played. They threw banana at him. Mm-hmm. He just looked at it and he picked the banana and he ate it. Mm-hmm. So we are not sanctioning heavily those who are found culpable of this kind of thing, and that's why a reoccurrence happens.
Yeah, I think so. I completely agree with you on this one, because I feel when you try to blame the victim, the reasons, there is no reason for racism at all, no matter what the person may have done. Because this is something that, the blacks, they understand what this means. They suffer it a lot. So for you to actually bring it back, is really, it's really disheartening, and UEFA needs to do more. Because just as we mentioned in the NPFL, you're not doing enough. If you can't deter them, with the so-called investigation, they're going to carry out investigation. We don't know how long it's going to take. Real Madrid already filed a formal complaint to UEFA, and I hope just maybe they can come up with something bigger, because for Kylian Mbappe to say he heard it, that was exactly what he said. So there is no argument about that anymore. So it wasn't just only Vinicius. So already you have a proof, someone who says he actually heard that. So I think UEFA need to do more in terms of racism, because these players need to have a safe place to play football and be happy that they're actually playing the game that they love. So we'll leave it there and quickly go to the Premier League. Yes, we talked about the North London derby. That's going to be our focus on this show tonight. But first, I'm going to run through the games for this weekend, starting off with a Saturday's game, because that North London derby where you got to talk about will be on Saturday, and that's why it's called a super. It will be on Sunday, and that's why it's called a Super Sunday. Aston Villa will be hosting Leeds United. They are still in the title race. Yes, they're still there. You have Brentford and Brighton. Brentford is one of those teams that Arsenal dropped points against. That was 1-1. Chelsea will be hosting Burnley. So Chelsea is another team also, fighting to see how they can, chase Arsenal in that title. West Ham will be hosting Bournemouth. They did something against Manchester United. That's new manager Bonds is almost over because they ensured the pickup of points from United. Manchester City will be hosting Newcastle. Another game to look forward to, because Pep Guardiola has been saying that Arsenal fumbling and wobbling. He's not thinking about that. He's focusing on his team. We have 12 more games to play, and Arsenal got 11, right? Crystal Palace will host Wolves. You have Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, Sunderland and Fulham. Of course, the big one, Tottenham and Arsenal. So these are the games for you for this weekend. And obviously, we know the big one we're starting up with, because Mikel Arteta has been talking about his team, what they need to do, urging them that, well, the title race right now after that wobble and the fumble, they've had 2 wins in 7 matches. They need to start writing their own destiny, starting from this Sunday. Let's listen to him.
When you lose points, or in the last kick of the game again, in a very unpredictable manner, I would say, because to predict somebody with a 0.2 expected goals probably and 1 shot to concede an equalizer the manner that we did it, is nobody can really understand that. But this is football, and that's the beauty of it. And that was a chapter. So we have a long season. Chapter 27 says, okay, we draw against Wolves in this manner. What I'm very interested is about the next one, is what we are made of. Okay, what do we do about this, and how we write our own destiny from here and going forward. And that's it. And you have to react to that, because life moves on. The result has to stay unfortunate as it was. There is nothing else we can do. What we can do is a lot, is what's going to happen next. We have analyzed everything that he's done in his career, in different clubs, different formations, the players that they have available, and from there, of course, we will have the capacity to adapt in relation to what the game requires, but the main focus as well is on what we have to do to win.
To win. Actually, you were listening to him, and Arteta is the one who presided over that painful title loss to Man City, 2023, 2024. And the last year, of course, Liverpool had to take it. Now, they're in another position, and City is really chasing them. City have got 12 games. All City have to do win the remaining 12 games. They have the title. Whether Arsenal win 11 or not, it's a big one.
The thing about this game is Arsenal has played a game more than Manchester City, and City will now play on Saturday before Arsenal plays on Sunday. So just imagine City beats Newcastle, a team they will also meet in the FA Cup 5th round. Yeah. It means they put pressure on Arsenal, knowing that they still have a game in hand. And you look at Arsenal, I've been saying it that that mentality monster that you require in a team they don't have. But Arsenal, not only in England, but in Europe, have the best team. I keep saying it. They have 2 good goalkeepers, David Raya, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Their right back, Julian Timber, Ben White, Miles Lewis Kelly, Calafiori, Pierre Nkape, Mosquera, Gabriel Saliba. In the midfield, Christian Nogard, you have Merino, you got Eberechi Eze, you get Odegaard, Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Outside right, you have Noni Madueke and Bukayo Saka. You have Trossard, you have Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Jesus, and of course, Victor Gyökeres. All these are players in various positions, but you can see how they have been bungling games.
The game against Brentford, world class in them?
Yeah, they have a good team. At some point in time, it was even looking like Arsenal was even going to go better than what Jose Mourinho did with Chelsea when they conceded 15 goals in the entirety of the season. But look at what they are doing. They even surrendered a 2-0 lead against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So these are not good times. And if it were to be Thomas Frank, we would have said, oh, Arsenal might go to the London Stadium and get results. This is Igor Tudor, former coach of Juventus, who likes to be very stingy and said, I want to rewrite the story.
Right? Austin, Arsenal thrashed Spurs 4-1 in November, but this is looking different at the moment. Igor Tudor, at the ends of affairs.
You know, this fixture can do a lot for the Gunners because when they defeated Tottenham 4-1 at the Emirates, it gave them that title-winning vibe. That aura came alive, you know. But we just don't know what is happening with them now. But if they can use the North London derby, it's big, it's rivalry at its peak in the Premier League. If they can use this to pass a huge statement, a very loud one, then maybe that can do something to their momentum again. But hey, at this stage now, it's very tricky. Manchester City will do everything to beat Newcastle. They lost the first game at St. James's Park by 2-1. So now they would want to, prove a point. But Arsenal, to get back, show that they can fight, push for this title to the end of the season, they need to beat Tottenham. But hey, Tottenham with a new coach, new mentality, and everything going on for them, can they stop the Gunners? Let's listen to Tudor.
In this case, even bigger challenge to succeed, to come out from this situation, what is now, of course. 30 we will have, for sure, and it's quite enough to achieve what we want on Sunday. Of course, I understand the importance of this game. This is a derby, North London derby. Everybody expects, the points, the 3 points from us, and we are aware of this. But what was my goal in this first sessions we made is that we became a team who want to suffer when it is to suffer, to fight, to run, to have a right mentality. Also, this is the start. Also, I was working on the lot of things, for everything, because it's not only football. It's not only about that. It's about to have clear idea what we want to do. Very, very specific things we want to do with the ball, without ball, when we are pressed, when we are low. So we work a lot. But the start is always about mentality.
That's it. New boss at Tottenham. Tudor. And Sean, look, this is going to be a very, very tricky game, but I think, or do you think Arsenal can do just enough to win this one?
Well, Arsenal have it in them. But if you look at Wolves, it was new manager bounce that made them come from 2-0 down Pereira to force a 2-2 draw. And when Bukayo Saka scored, the Arsenal fans were singing, Wolves, you're going to go down like Spurs. And that got to Spurs. And so this is going to be a very tough game for Arsenal.
That's tough, right? But we have to go. Yeah, so weekend football is here. Lots of football on the menu.
But if Manchester City gets to beat Newcastle, they'll cut that lead to just 2 points. And that will be serious pressure on Mikel Arteta and his team. We'll see. Football will get us talking again right after that one. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. And everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Sure, it was nice doing this with you again.
Thank you very much. A pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a fantastic weekend.